Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
tell you a little something more white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling of them history, cause black is beautiful. The whole of them agree. Them come out of the mountains and mix up with it. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. May I will tell you a little truth about the black histories. For the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the lives in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in their vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Yeah. Say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. We hey, we hey. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something more white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. So the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Yes, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Yeah. Yeah, lot of mercy, family. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, I'm the originator of that song. Yes, and I'm going to be converting that song into a children's book. Welcome to King Simon Present. The time now is now 8 o'clock. And of course, I see our guests already backstage, and Empress just came in. So we got to just remind everybody, of course, what's coming up. Of course, tonight we got a great shoe for you, a great African shoe for you. I'm telling you, serious. I have a great shoe for you tonight. I'm telling you. You know, and of course we have our girl Erica Davies in the building. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have fun with her, Erica KRUTU. I want to make sure, you know, I know we got to get these words right. Got to get it right. You know what I'm saying? But what we're going to do is make Africans great again. That's what we're going to do. That's the real MAGA.
African great again. And don't forget, this coming Tuesday, we got something big. Billy Carson. Oh, you've seen him on Gaia. You've seen him on Alien Conversations. You've heard him on Coast to Coast. We got the great Billy Carson coming in the building. Can't wait for that. Give both of them a round of applause since they both gonna be here. Oh yeah. Also coming up on the Sunday, April the 25th, we got Jackie Levine. Not only is she an astronumerologist, educator, jazz songstress, and the author of Knocking from Within. And she's going to be here with Lloyd Strayhorn, one of her teachers, our teacher. Jackie Levine will be in the building on Sunday. And then to close out the month of April, we got the one, the only Soul Flow Doula coming in the building. Athena, of course, Juice will be in the building. Athena Juice will be in the building from Soul Flow Doula. And we're going to be speaking about the ever-evolving and revolutionary practices of the doula. That's right, on Wednesday, April the 28th. And guess what, family? I just confirmed Dr. Phil Valentine to come in the month of May. We got Nuri Muhammad coming in, Minister Nuri Muhammad coming in the month of May. Brother Red Pill coming in the month of May. We got some great people coming up. We got the mathematician, super mathematician coming up in the month of May. The one, the only Mr. Adams, formerly of all the great high schools from back in the day, but he's been on KTU 90. He used to be on Kiss FM, and then he's done interviews on WBLS, but he's a mathematician from an extreme high level. His mind is like that quick, and he also tutors. So we're going to be having him coming up in the month of May. So we got a lot, and we got some beautiful new people that you've never seen on my platform, poets, authors, all that's coming up in the month of May. So hey, let's get ready. Before we bring on our guest tonight, we're going to have a great time tonight. It is what it is, family. This sister is going to be coming up momentarily. I see her backstage, but we got to bring out my guest, my co-host and all that. And, of course, you know what we got here. We got our drink for the evening. Keep calm and save the earth. You see what I'm drinking agua. Stop playing. Water is a wise man's drink. Always remember that. Water is the wise man's drink. So without any further ado, I see my partner Vibe in the building. Let's bring her on, the one, the only Empress Aisha Amor. Let me stop getting into I'm telling my age, if that's all. I'm telling my age deeply, if that's all. How you doing, girl?
Doing great. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Why I shouldn't hear you?
No, I'm on a different I'm on my computer now, like not the laptop. So I'm not used to being on my computer.
Okay, good. You need to work that computer. I can hear you. That's it. This is Empress Aisha Moore, our co-host, family, and you can contact her via Woo Adornments, and her email is empressaishamore@gmail.com, and spread love via her cash app at Empress Aisha Amore. So yeah, so you ready for the show? People's on Facebook,
Absolutely.
People are looking at us on Facebook live. People are looking at us on the Numerovation Nation, because I only put spiritual stuff and metaphysics stuff on my other channel, the Numerovation Nation, because numero, of course, coming from numerology, and then vation meaning motivation. So whatever form of motivational modalities anybody have, it's all connected to mathematics. All of it's connected. The universe is mathematics. So if you team Numerovation, then you team Numerovation. And I believe this sister that's about to come in, Sister Erica, on the team Numerovation, because she also do numerology. Also, she does a whole plethora of stuff. So before we bring her on, I gotta read her bio, of course. All right. You ready? Let me put her face up in here, because we gonna talk about this sister, but we're gonna talk good about her. We're going to talk good about it.
Absolutely.
That's what we do. So, first and foremost, our beautiful sister says, she says, I am an African spiritualist, meditation teacher, intuitive reader, and energy healer. She is gifted with clairvoyance, clairaudience, essence, clairvoyance, and also cognizance ability. She sees herself as a vessel of energy, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. Divine higher power work through her and delivers her messages in that way. Her spiritual teachings include and not excluded to metaphysics, astrology, numerology, prayer, tarot, visualization, manifestation techniques, law of attraction, candle work, chakra healing, crystals, rituals, self-love, astral travel, alchemy, palm reading, herbalism, shadow work, inner child healing, Reiki, Kundalini meditation, dream interpretation, vision boarding, affirmation, and her mission, as she says, her mission as a spiritual healing teacher. She says, I have the ability to console and counsel people and help awaken your spiritual gift and your divine life mission to provide sincere service to the living and serve only the highest good and devote myself to the highest power of God. So let's all welcome right here on King Simon Productions with myself and Aisha Moore, the one, the only, Erica Davie in the building. Let's welcome on. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
How you doing, Erica? How you doing, Sister Erica? How you been?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. Welcome to the show, and I want to introduce you to Empress Aisha Moore.
Yes, Erica. Greetings to you. How are you? I don't know
I'm
which way to look.
I'm great.
My screen is so big. I don't know which way to look. I don't know if I see you over here, but I see your face.
Yes.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. I can't complain.
Yes, right. That's right. That's right. Don't complain because nobody want to hear that stuff. You know how that works.
Yes, exactly.
You're here to help. You're here to heal and help the work. So that's what it is. So Les Brown always said, look, nobody cares about your complaints.
Exactly.
And that is the thing. That's right. So Erica, you and I go back some time. Of course, you've invited me to your show back in the day. We've done your program right there at Nicholas, Brooklyn, when it was downtown. We've done your program, and we had a wonderful time, of course, doing the program that we did. And what's so interesting, beautiful sister, is that we met at a very interesting place downtown Brooklyn, and that was a place called Brick Media.
Yes.
Right? Yes, and I know you was taking classes down there, and I've taken classes down there. Tell us about your journey in the media world first, and tell us about Erica. Who is Erica? And say your name correctly so we could all get your middle name.
Well, my name is Erica KRUTU Davies.
And
when we met at Brick, it was like such a divine time. That was a time when I was learning so many different things. I wanted to get into producing, and I had great content from people that I was meeting, especially the great people that was at Nicholas. It was so many different collective amount of people that was doing so many different things that I was able to at least introduce myself and meet them and let them know that I was going to Africa to open up a school there. So it was a great time.
Yes. And, tell people about yourself, because you're from Africa, but tell people which part you're from and what is the divine work that you've been doing in Africa that's been helping out children and communities and all that. Please, let's go into that also.
Yes. I will consider myself a Liberian because I was born here in the U.S., but then I was always yearning to go back to Liberia. So I went back there and I lived there for almost 5 years to be able to touch bases and get familiar with my culture. I have an organization called It Takes a Village Africa. And what we do there, we focus on STEAM programs, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, because that's the most important thing. The most important thing is what we need to tap in is to teach our children how to fish, teach them how to
Mm,
be able to take care of themselves, teach them how to be able to tap into this technology. It was that time when I was saying, I was like, we really need to teach the children technology, because if we don't teach our children technology, we're going to be behind. And
mm,
part of me I feel like I did what I was supposed to do. I served my purpose. I put the message out there, but I'm
mhm.
also still a little bit, I can't help it but to feel a little bit disappointed,
Of course.
Well,
Why is
because
that? Why
even
is that?
though even though with all the warning and all the going out there and protesting and doing everything what I wanted to do, and the message that I was putting out there for us to be able to put out
Mhm,
technology, we are still
mhm.
behind. We're still behind in Africa, and we're still behind here in America,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn, for our children. So,
Yes. Right.
part of me, I'm happy that I was able to accomplish part of what I wanted to accomplish. But with this coronavirus thing, and I'm not trying to be a depressing person. I'm not trying to be a depressing person, but this coronavirus, we have to look at right now. Our children are very much behind with
Mm,
the technology, because they're at
right.
home and they're doing homeschooling, but they're behind. They're behind. So
Mm.
that's something that I have to jump into again. It never stops. So that was
Right.
part of what I was doing. That's part of what I am.
Right, right, and and that is very important. And you would think that this would be a very creative time for those that are home, because many of us have been home. I know I've been very creative. Books coming out and all kinds of stuff. But I would think that our children or our parents would be have the incentive to also do the online schooling and online training necessary for these children. I know I've put my children, I've put one of my sons in a coding class. I think it was a coding class or a phone making class, and he's doing well at 15. So, the technology getting into, I know how important technology and coding is to you, because when I met you, you was going into technology, which was the broadcasting and all the stuff that you've
Yeah,
been doing, for yourself and
yeah,
your children. I even met your beautiful boys, and was I honored to meet at least, I think, the younger one I met, and we hit it off very well. Good brother, good little brother, and I'm glad that you're still doing what you have to do. You recently just came back from Liberia, correct?
yes. I just came back in November.
In November, right? I was out of town then. I was definitely down south in the
Yeah,
war.
yeah. I was like, hey, Simon, where are you?
In the sun. Oh my God, in the sun. But how has before I move on to let Empress Aisha ask you the question here, the next question, how has everyday African spirituality helped you along this journey? Because that is the topic for today, and I want to make sure people are clear that this is our spirituality is much more deeper than what we've been taught by European invaders or colonizers. Please explain. Go into it.
Yes, it's our culture.
Hmm.
Spirituality, I mean, African spirituality, that's what we are. That's our everyday thing. That's our being. It's something that every day we should be able to tap into that. And African spirituality actually saved my life, being able to identify myself and know myself. Because when you're dealing in Africa, sometimes you feel like you're just going to Africa and people going to have their open arms to you, and they're going to be so happy that you're there. But sometimes when you go there, they're a lot of times they're standoffish. Um, of course, there's different circumstances for different people. Because me, I'm Liberian, but yet I don't speak the Kolokwa. So that was also a problem for me as well, because they're like, "Oh, you're not really Liberian. You're this, you're that." But me,
Hmm.
I could only I could only be myself. I could only go there and be myself, not just try to jump into something and say, okay, let me speak this type of way because I want to fit in, because that's not what I do. So, African spirituality, it was so great and perfect because I was able to tap into going there, getting connected with nature, um, dancing in the rain, smelling smelling Africa, because it was this scent that I yearned for when I was in America. I was like, Dad, I just want to go back to Africa because I went there when I think I was 6 years old, 6 or 8 years old, and I was just, and as I was growing up, I always wanted to go back. So I would collect things and put it in barrels and collect it, put it in boxes because I was like, when I go back, this is what I was going to do. And, it was just that yearning to go back to Africa. And when I went there, it was like a breath of fresh air, like hot air, hot, but fresh, 'cause it was like, wow, I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to, yeah, it's hot. I was like, I'm so happy to be back. Yeah, yeah, it's very hot. I was like, I'm so happy to be back here. But especially rainy season, a lot of times people do not like rainy season. Me, I love rainy season because you could go to sleep, you could hear it. I'm just a nature person. So it was a great experience, but also, some parts of it was disheartening for me. And I was able to cope by meditation. Of course, the meditation is the total, that's like the number one of the dynamics of African spirituality, is being able to meditate and having a strong prayer life.
That's a powerful thing. Meditation, very important. Empress, you have your question?
Yeah, what is meditation like to you compared to the meditation that we hear like from the Buddhists? Is it very similar? Do you
Um,
understand?
it's somewhat similar, but what we're doing, we're connecting with our ancestors. We're connecting with our ancestors, the good ones. We want to make sure when we're connecting with ancestors, because some ancestors are not good, so we can't connect with all the ancestors. But we're connecting with our ancestors, the ones who's going to deliver us messages, the one who's going to be able to protect us, give us clarity. So I think that's the difference. But
Hmm.
Buddhism, they meditate, but it's like I'm not really sure whether or not they're meditating to their own ancestors. But African spirituality, we're meditating to our ancestors.
Hmm.
Mm.
And
That's
I'm sorry, Kitam. You know what? When I think about the ancestors, like this recently hit me. Like, when you think about the ancestors, you think about elders. Like to me, I think about elders and
Mhm.
people of wisdom. But then I realized that the ancestors are not just, they were also children. There was also babies at one time. Not all the ancestors were adults, or are adults, I should say. But in the
Mhm.
spiritual realm, if someone passed away as an infant in the womb, or
Yeah.
as a child, is it still the same level of ancestry? Like, are they now, when they cross that, you know I mean, based on your
Yes.
knowledge, are they now on the same, plane, like level plane? Like, are they all like one age, or are they still considered babies in the afterlife as
Y-
ancestors?
yes. Yes, I believe so. Because of course, we have our own understanding, but for me, I feel like, yes, even if they're a child and they passed on, they are still
Hmm.
considered your ancestors, because sometimes you could dream about these kids. You could have these children in the spiritual realm that are giving you messages, that's giving you messages that are there to become your angel. So yes.
Okay, that's
mm.
like, I like hearing that. Thank you. I needed some clarity on that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Because
Eric,
sometimes we'll
Erica,
dream about children.
what you
Oh,
what you said?
you said
No,
something
I
about
said sometimes.
children.
Yes, sometimes we'll dream about children. We'll get little symbols. We'll go
Hmm.
to sleep and we'll see we'll see children talk to us on the street, and that could be our ancestors delivering messages through other children as well. You ever been walking down the street and sometimes a little child will wave at you and you be like, wait, what's going on? Or they would do little things. And sometimes our ancestors, which are children, is jumping into other children to be able to deliver those messages. Those are our little angels as well. And they deserve the same amount of respect, even if they're a baby.
I like that.
You said something earlier in regards to good ancestors and bad ancestors. Now, energy is
Yes.
energy, of course. We got positive and negative in this realm, and of course, the other realm. I know when it becomes physical, more likely they could be negative or very traumatizing ancestors. What do you mean by good and yet the not so good ancestors? One that's agreeable and disagreeable. Put it like that. What do you mean by that?
Because you could be praying to an ancestor that was a serial killer,
Mm,
or an ancestor that was someone that wasn't doing things on the path that you want to be in. You don't want that person delivering messages to you. So
mm,
even if you're connecting with the ancestors, you make sure that you protect yourself and you stay in the white light and you protect yourself. And you call on ancestors that want to seek your highest good.
so do you think or know or believe that the killing or the murderous ancestors can be called at certain particular times,
Yes,
like during
to,
war
to
or
keep
when
you
you're
hidden.
being attacked on the street? Do you believe that those ancestors can be called upon too?
Yes, you call
Okay.
on those ancestors. That's why it's so important for us to know our ancestry. Of course, not all of us will be able to know, but yes, sometimes it's
Mm,
very necessary to call on those ancestors that know how to get out of those situations to be able to give you help.
mm,
Every ancestor is different,
right.
and like you was saying, it's positive and negative.
Mhm.
Positive and negative is all energy, and
Mhm.
sometimes you need that type of energy in your life so we could keep a balance. Me, I'm a Libra. Oh, you already know.
Yeah, I already
me,
know.
I'm a,
Yeah,
Me,
yeah.
I'm a Libra, so I like to keep a balance. So
Now you go in there, like you just said, you're a Libra, and we know that those words are from more of the Euro Greco symbolism and what they stolen from us. Yes, they have stolen it
Mhm.
from us, but from your perspective, from the African dialect, what would Libra be considered? Now I know Libra would be considered Ma'at, like in Kemet, it would be considered Ma'at, the balance. What would it be in Liberia or any language that your family speaks in Liberia?
See, in Liberia, we speak we have different dialects. We have 16 tribes there.
Wow.
I don't speak I'm from the Kru tribe.
Okay.
So the Kru tribe was the tribe that was fishermen's. They live on the coast of West Africa. So we was the tribe that, not to say that I'm better than any of the other tribes, but we was the tribe that if someone would try to capture us, we would just jump off the ship. We would just kill ourselves before we came into slavery. So that's why a lot of times you'll know that the the Kru tribe was not captured. Not to
Hmm.
say that they're better than the other slaves that was captured, but the Kru tribe would not be captured. But going back to the question where you were asking, of course, is a lot of knowledge that we do not know.
Hmm.
Astrology, to my knowledge, astrology was in the Bible. Of course, the three
Right.
kings was following the stars.
Yes.
Right.
We don't
Right.
A lot of times we don't know our past because a lot of people was not able to pass that on to. We don't know whether or not that Libra could be our word. It could be
Hmm.
our
Yeah.
word.
That's yeah. Like I said.
It could
Yeah.
be our word. It could be all our teaching, especially in Kemet. When they went to the temples and they see the temples, that's why they chopped off all the noses. That's why they
Hmm.
chopped off a lot of the different things, and they have this hidden knowledge because they don't want us to know ourselves. So me,
Right.
I don't know any other word besides in astrology besides the words that they give us, Libra, but I take
Right.
it as our own. I take it
Right.
as our own because a lot of times we don't know our language. We don't know the different. languages that's out there. In Liberia, when you go there, the primary language is English,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
a lot of the Africans, the African Americans that was in America, they went back to Africa. They didn't know where exactly they was from, but they decided, let's go back to Liberia, because Liberia is a country that's right there on the coast, and it has a lot of land. And
Mm.
and I always felt like that was the perfect place that Marcus Garvey wanted to go. If he was given a chance, Marcus Garvey would have went to Liberia.
Mm. 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 And that's interesting about the, especially about the language. But you said something about the KRUTU, those that stubborn tribe, so to speak. Someone said there was a stubborn tribe. Now, would that suicidal, because people would call that suicidal nature, because they didn't want to be captured, they didn't want to be taken, but they would that suicidal blood and DNA travel within your bloodline, so to speak, that it can be passed on from where you won't be captured, you'd rather take your life and keep it moving? Would that
Um,
also
well,
carry
you
in
know,
today's day?
sometimes they will call it suicidal, but I will call it sacrifice.
Right.
And sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself because you don't want to go to a place that's unknown.
Mhm.
When I think about slavery, I get chills all over my body, because it's something that is still, I don't know whether or not some of my ancestors was actually captured. So
Hmm.
when I get triggered, every time when I watch a slave movie, I get
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
triggered, because I'm
Yeah.
like,
Me too. Me too.
I was
I
like,
don't.
wow, they had
I
to
don't watch
deal
them
with
anymore.
so
I don't watch
many
them.
horrific things.
Hmm.
They had to deal with so many horrific things. Like the other day, they have a show with Samuel L. Jackson, that he went back to Gabon, and he did
Hmm.
like a show to check and see about his ancestors and the slave ships that sunk. And I was
Hmm.
just like, wow, I couldn't watch the whole thing because I was just like feeling so down. I was like, I can't believe they did this to our people, with rape and different things. And this is where spirituality is so important for us to be able to understand ourselves and deal with that generational trauma. Even if I feel like my tribe or my African ancestors were in of Africa or in Africa, we still have to look at our people that was taken from Africa and took to America to do and all types of different things,
Hmm.
experiments,
Yeah.
different
Hmm.
things of that nature. So,
Right.
wow.
And before I pass it on to Aisha, there's one more question. Is do you see a disconnect between the Africa and the Africans of African American, African Caribbeans of the diaspora? Because I've been pursuing this 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 connection to make with Africa for years by studying people like Garvey, studying even the science of on the even the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to a certain extent, although they teach it from their own Islamic perspective, which is the original man. Who is the original man? The Asiatic black man, maker, the owner, cream of planet Earth, God of the universe. I think a lot of us are trying to connect. And I spoke to an elder from out of the Ashanti tribe out in Ghana, about 83 years old today, 84 years old now, and he said the Africans in Africa uh, are colonized also. And he said he had to come to America to learn his African culture. Do you find that the disconnect
Yes.
of that happening? What do you feel about that statement that he just said? And then tell me about how you feel about the disconnect between Africa and the diasporan
It
African.
it is totally true. It is totally
Mm.
true. And what he is saying is something that I noticed as well. It's a
Mm.
total disconnect
Mm.
with the African Americans to the Africans in Africa. A lot of different times when they look at these certain things, they look at this, like when you're doing these things, they look at it as a negative.
Mm-hmm.
It depends.
Mm-hmm.
They look at it as a negative. If you're card reading and you're using herbs and you're using these different things, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
they'll they will put it as something bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot of stuff going in between, going to both places, you know, being in
Mm.
Brooklyn, especially
Mhm.
Brooklyn. Brooklyn was like an eye for me.
Yeah, yes,
Brooklyn
it
was
is.
like yeah, because we have so many conscious people. It's like sometimes it gets overwhelming because it's so much knowledge, you know, and
Mm.
I'm the type of person that I break the knowledge down. You know, I make
Right.
it simple, you know,
Plain rest.
simple to
Mm.
like let's just say someone that don't know anything about anything, I explain it to them in a way that they'll be able to get it the most simplest way possible because you're not going to hear me saying and all these different big words. You're going to hear me speaking simple English because but
Mhm.
even sometimes when I'm speaking the simple English, some people will not be able to understand it, but you know that's
Mm.
beyond my control. But back to what you were saying, yes, it's a
Mhm.
total disconnect. It's a total disconnect. You know, of course, I was doing card reading in Liberia, but that's not something that you just go out there and you're saying, "Hey, I'm doing card reading, and this
Mm.
is what I this is what I do." You know, because sometimes
Mhm.
they'll brand you and they'll say, "Oh, she's a witch. She's a witch," and there's a
Yes.
lot of
Yes.
times
Yes.
I'll have a couple people that will come to me and they'll be like, "Yeah, I heard you're a witch," and I'll be
Yeah.
like,
Mm. And
"Whatever."
that's why they never. I read certain books from people from out of another tribe, out of not a tribe, another family out of Nigeria, where they do numerology, but they would not announce it on their book. They'll make it a dream book or something because dream was more acceptable. And then
Yeah.
they were inside the book, and I lost that book. That was one of my best books, The Dream Oracle, by a brother from Nigeria. I got one of the numerology systems where they had the zero in their system. Now Pythagoras didn't have the zero. The Chaldeans knew the zero, which was they was Africans and darker hue, but they never put it. They only went up to 8. But that Nigerian system had 1 through 0, and this it was a very good numerology book. And but he, like I said, they didn't specify it was numerology. They just called it a dream oracle, and whatever is coming through that oracle of that time, numbers are also included. So yeah, I guess that's why they hid it in saying dreams. It's a dream. This is a dream that they won't really say it's numerology or astrology or a mixture of that. And I recognize that after reading a certain amount of books about it. So Empress, please give the question, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to. I would like for Erica to explain what you were just saying because I've never heard that before.
What you mean? What was?
As far as the numerology, like, do you understand why do they like they do not go direct with the numerology like that, like say numerology, and just put it in the form of dreams?
Mhm.
Is it because it
I'm
seems
sorry,
like,
you said what?
is it
Say-
like taboo if they say something like numerology, or is it just that they just don't have a word for it? I'm
No,
sorry.
I think they don't have a word for it. I mean, it's people that's practicing it there, but they'll do it more of like they do more of like I want to get a love spell or
Mhm.
you know, they call it cutting sand.
Okay. In
So
Liberia.
a lot of times
Okay.
in
Mhm.
Liberia they'll call it cutting
Mhm.
sand.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
Cut and
you have
sand.
different ways to do it. Cutting sand.
Okay.
Cutting
Oh,
sand.
cutting sand.
So you have like the sand from the beach.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
cutting
Yeah.
it, cutting the
Okay.
sand to
Okay.
get
Okay.
messages. So there's different ways that you could get messages in Africa. We use the bones, we use the
Mhm.
shells, and what
Yeah.
they call it here, they call it the charmies. They call it the
Mhm.
charmies. You know, they use the little charms and different symbols, like use things like this or
Show that again. Show that again.
uh,
Show that thing again. Show that again. Show that
Okay.
first thing you showed.
okay,
Right.
this is
Okay.
like a
Those signs.
horseshoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
This is like a horseshoe. I wish I had different things around so I could show you, but
It's all right. Don't stress yourself. Don't stress
Well,
you.
okay. I should
Yeah,
have put
don't
it
stress.
right next to me. So yeah, we use different things like the shells. We use dice. We could use
Mm.
what else? Bones. We could
That's
use
interesting. You say that's interesting. You say dice because I have an old book I have here where they call it gypsies. They call it the books of the gypsies. And we know the gypsies were the nomads from out of Kemet, because gypsies from Egypt, but the name gypsy held on to them. So, and they got
yeah.
the dice, the reading of the dice, they got the reading of the sand, they got all of that stuff in this whole book that I got called the fortune telling book. They call it a fortune telling book. Whoever went and studied and brought it back here, Europeans usually whatever they don't understand, they call it fortune telling, or they'll call it pseudo or whatever. But whoever studied
Yeah.
that, because they go over they go over there, these Europeans go over there as missionaries. And I tell people all the time, with the missionary comes the military. So they're not only studying what they got to study from you, they're also willing to take it if they have to use the military with them. People have gotten their hands cut off for information, and their tongues cut off, or their families
Yeah.
killed, massacred for information. So,
And and they're very
talk about it,
careful.
please.
They're very
Yes,
careful
yes.
on the information that they share to the people in Africa. A lot of times you will be looking for a book and you will not be able to find the book in Africa. Like I had
Mm,
when I was over there, the only cards that I was using, tarot cards, I was using Kabbalah cards because I
mm,
was like,
mm,
well, let me just use the Kabbalah cards because that's the only thing that I could get from Israel to ship it to Liberia. Because a lot of times you will get cards, try to get tarot cards from the US, you wouldn't even get your
mhm,
shipment. You won't get your shipment. You won't get your books. You won't get your anything. But when I went and I ordered something from Israel, I was able to get the Kabbalah cards from Israel. So that's what I was using for a couple of years. But
mm.
it's like a real disconnect because you will try to be able to get this information, but it was like so hard for me to get certain things done. And even if um another thing that I wanted to point out when you're talking about the missionaries, remember I was having a
Yes.
problem with this girl.
Yep. I remember. I remember.
She Yes, I went there
Yeah.
to fight for her property. She was a white
Hmm.
woman and she went to
Hmm.
Liberia and she was able to use African knowledge
Mm.
to stop different things that was going on, and they allowed her to do it because she was a white woman. And I fought her until at the end of the day she got exposed. Praise
Hmm.
God.
Exactly.
And she
Right.
was
That's
kicked
right.
out of Liberia.
Mm.
She gave through her irresponsibility. She was just an irresponsible adult. She was able to contribute to the little girls catching AIDS with her lover, and she was just a hot mess. So, and she
Wow.
never she never
Wow.
went to jail. She's still alive, walking around, doing whatever
Mhm.
she's doing, but you know, she
But
used
and
African
that,
knowledge to.
but that's what I mean by missionary and military. That's not too far fetched with them missionaries becoming military people becoming missionaries because of they're trying to heal from what they have done in the military. Like for instance, people would say Mr. Rogers in America, who was a great TV star and Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, former military. Wayne Dyer, beautiful motivational speaker, former military. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, former military, all comic book people. We're not, and that might have done good things in life, but sometimes they're covering that old stuff that they did in missionary work in whatever capacity. So we got to pay attention to when people, especially Europeans, come in with their military, their missionary type status. Because if she wasn't arrested, that means she has some type of status. There's a status she got that keeps her from getting arrested and accosted by the government over there. So yeah, we got to be very careful in any capacity because you never know. I guess I think we lost. Did we lose? Okay. Go ahead, Empress Aisha, please. Ask your question.
Erica. What?
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
what about I'm very
Hello?
curious about astral travel. Which
Can you hear her?
Simon?
Can you hear her?
Ah.
There we go. I'm really curious about astral traveling. Like,
Yes.
I'm so curious about it. I was trying to do it on by following guidelines on YouTube. I didn't get nowhere with it. I'm just want to say I just fell asleep, but I just fell asleep. And then like when I woke up, and then later on when I went back to sleep, later on during the evening, I had a dream that I had passed away, and in that dream, I'm like, okay, I'm being like shown the people who I had left, and I'm like, well, why am I here? I'm like, if I die, I don't want to be. Why would I want to come back and look at my world, my life? And that I had left. That's why I was like really puzzled about that dream. But I knew I had that dream only because I had been trying to do experiment on astral traveling. So what do you feel about that? Like, why do people astral travel? Like, I don't think I had a purpose. I was just really curious. But why should someone astral travel? Like, should they have a goal? Should they have a purpose, a go-to place? Want to meet an ancestor, or like, what is the purpose of it?
A lot of times people want to astral travel because they want to, it's certain things of the past that they just cannot let go, or they want to escape their reality and go to a different reality. Me, I don't do no astral traveling because I'm like, I don't know about all that. I mean, astral travel is good, but you have to be in a deep meditative state to be able to and it's so funny. I was just talking about astral traveling yesterday with my brother-in-law. I was telling him about how when I was 8 years old, how I always had this knowledge about thinking about how I could time travel, go back into time. And I was young. I was 8 years old thinking about how I could go back into time to change different things. I wanted to go back into time to change slavery, but I was like, I don't know how I'll be able to really change the events what happened in slavery. So that's what I was thinking about at 8 years old.
Right.
At 8 years old,
Right.
I was thinking about how I could go back into time to change slavery. But
Right.
a lot of times people want to astral travel because they want to escape their reality. They want to go back, they want to talk to an ancestor. That would be the only um that would be the only, I'll say not excuse, but the only way that I will be able to, or I will want to astral travel to be able to speak to a past loved one. Just like Wakanda, when he was able to astral travel or go into a meditative state to be able to speak to his father, to be able to get that advice that he needed. And that's like a form of astral travel because you have to be in a meditative state. You have to be able to connect with your dreams and be able to or also be able to interpret your dreams as well.
Right.
I
Yeah.
hope that was able
And
to answer your question.
Yes,
well,
yes,
let
yes.
me add on a little bit because I've done it before and still do it because in certain books of astral traveling, like Astral Travel by Gavin Scott, Gavin and Yvonne Scott. That was a book recommended by Brother Panic. Very good book because it's a very simple book, but it does tell me that you need to take work. And I've been doing astral traveling since I was young. I've traveled to Kemet, I've traveled to Africa, I've been enslaved, past slave histories and all that kind of stuff. And what's so interesting, I've traveled through the universe. So it one time is not good enough. You're not supposed to do it one time. You got to really take time. And sometimes it can be a little dangerous if you're not secured in your space. If the space is not Gritted.
Yes.
See, people like Brother Panic or Bobby Hammett or Phil Valentine and those guys that and Sister Khadidra that does astral travel, they've perfected it, not perfected it, they've developed it and grown into it and use it. That's why a good book is called Astral Dynamic by Robert, I think Robert Greene, but his name is Astral Dynamic. I have the book in the back. And Astral Travel by not Robert Greene, I forgot the name, Robert Bruce, I think that person's it. But if you Google up Astral Travel, Astral Dynamic, Astral Travel by Gavin Scott, Gavin and Yvonne Scott, because that's a couple that did it. And then Robert Bruce, I believe, is the one that wrote Astral Dynamic. But what's so interesting about doing that, if you're not really ready and grounded into being able to come back to yourself, some other people can jump in if you're not careful. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to deter anybody. It's just that whatever you do, you got to know the pros and cons and make sure you have everything in order before you. Billy Carson, who we're going to have this Tuesday, does remote viewing. Now, he says that to him is much more of a healthier form of astral travel than just trying to do the astral travel, because remote viewing is allowing you to remotely view what you want to do and what you want to accomplish and do certain things and actually putting yourself in that space and making it happen. So
exactly.
Yeah, so that's gonna be, that's a powerful show we're gonna have Tuesday. But don't do it once and try it, because I learned astral traveling about it from my cousin when she used to tell us these fantastic stories about traveling with her boyfriend at that time. One time traveling and putting themselves on a bus to meet each other on the bus. You have to have designated places, and then 1 minute she turned to look at him, he disappears, and then they all come back into their bodies at the house that they was at. And then they used to practice it while they was at their own particular house. Wow. And do it. My cousin in Canada, I gotta bring her on because she's much older now. She's doing her thing in Canada, but she would tell you some fantastic stories about her and her boyfriends of that time that was practicing this astral travel. They even had Ouija boards and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they were going into certain sciences that I was a child just what do you? Yeah, and I just love, I just love talking to elders and listening to elder people talk. And they was going in, and that's what we gotta pay attention. Those that are just tuning in, family, remember we have our dear beautiful sister Erica KRUTU Davies, African spiritualist, meditation teacher, intuitive reader, energy healer, health and wellness practitioner, entrepreneur, and self-esteem builder. And if you want to contact her, remember the contact is on Facebook at Erica KRUTU Davies, and of course she got IG at KRUTU Consciousness and Erica KRUTU Davies _KRUTU Davies, and of course her Cash App is Erica KRUTU Davies, and her PayPal. You can use the email at Erica at ericadavies.com, and don't forget hit up her website ericadavies.com, and of course KRUTUconsciousness.com. And sis, I've known you for a while. I didn't even know you had all these things you was doing. I just knew about what you was doing in film and all of that. That's all I remember. But you also do entrepreneur work and businesses also. I know you do entrepreneur work, and I know business is spiritual also. Tell us about the entrepreneur work that you do also, and the entrepreneur guidance that you offer to people.
Well, my company is called, the original company is It Takes a Village Africa. That's the nonprofit organization that we focus on our children and our youth. We was doing a lot of different programs for the little children, but I noticed that it was a need for the adults to be able to teach them a lot of different things, because we in Liberia was dealing with a lot of women that was going through trauma. We had a lot of rape victims. We had a lot of people that was women that was there that was dealing with the struggle. A lot of times it wasn't the men. To me, I feel like, and I always used to speak out on it. It wasn't the men that was holding the women back. It's the women that was holding the women back. A lot of times we wasn't forming a sisterhood. We wasn't forming a unity, able to
Mhm. Exactly.
connect with our women. Yeah. So even in politics, we had the first woman president in our country. Why are we
Mm,
behind? Why the women are not going to the level that they need to go? It's not because of the men, it's because of the women. Because at the end of the
Mm.
day, the women have the power. The women always have the
Mhm.
power in Africa. We do majority of the work. We do majority of everything that's there. Of course, we need that masculine energy, and I'm not trying to talk about the masculine energy is not doing as much work, but it's no reason why women are not able to reach the level that we should be at. So a lot of the youth,
Mhm.
instead of them being able to accomplish their goals and do different things, they have to go into prostitution. They have to go into
Mm.
sleeping with their boss to get that raise, and dealing with pregnancies, unwanted pregnancies, not being able to have a abortion. Um, it's a lot of different things that it's a lot of different things that we had to deal with, and we dealing with, even women we're dealing with it here in the US, because we're
Mhm.
not forming that sisterhood. So
mhm.
the
It's true.
company that I have, or the corporation, is called Erica Davies Training and Consulting,
Mhm.
and we're going to be launching in May a bunch of classes, how to, oh, and plus with KRUTU Conscious is going to be launching courses too, and it's going to be like hour-long courses that you'll be able to get a e-pamphlet or a workbook, how to meditate, different things on astrology, simple basis of astrology, mind mapping, spirituality, self-esteem techniques, affirmations. And affirmations is totally important. It's totally important for us to be able to affirm to ourselves and be able to speak things into existence. And a lot of
Mhm.
times people are not spiritual. They're not spiritual people. They're not religious people. They don't want to hear a lot of those stuff that's going on. So that's why I have two companies to be able to split between the two. Erica Davies is something that will be able to talk in reference to business if you want to start your online business. And that's another way that I'll be able to empower the women in Africa, to be able to teach them about technology so they'll be able to open up their own online store, to be able to uh, have knowledge on drop shipping. So the
Mhm.
courses that I'm going to be having is e-commerce, drop shipping, um, digital marketing, network marketing, um, all these different things that will be able to take us as women to the next level. Of course, I love the men. Hi, you could you could
Right.
join if you want to, but I really want to focus on the women, because a lot of times we're the providers and we're taking care of these children.
Mm,
You know, of course, we need that male energy. I never want to say that we don't need that male energy, but
absolutely.
um, how we're looking at, we have a lot of women that need this type of help.
Mhm. What is that like in comparison to the men, like, and to the brothers? What they have? Like I understand
To
the
the
women
brothers, they
provide.
have.
Mhm.
To the men, they have a lot of these. They have a lot of the government jobs. That's the people that are being employed, mostly being employed. They're being employed, but they're not being forced to have sex with people for jobs.
Mm,
And the men are given opportunities that women are not being able to get. You know, we have a lot of powerful women, but they don't want to support the women because they feel like this woman will try to take my place. I want to be the first. I want to be able to accomplish whatever I need to accomplish, and I don't want this woman standing in my way. So let me not support her. Let me support these men. And at the
mhm.
end of the day, then we are like to the mercy of some of these men that, like, okay, well, if you want to get this job, you're gonna have to have sex with me. So a lot of men are getting opportunities that women are not able to get because us as women, we're not being supportive and supporting our sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you was talking about what
We're
was happening in Africa. Is that what you're talking about? What's happening in Africa, or are you talking about here?
um that's what happened. That's what's happening in Africa. But
Mhm.
for here,
Men are losing
women
jobs here.
are, yeah, men are losing jobs. Women are empowered in, the thing is with America, women are empowered in Africa. I mean, in America. In America, especially Black women, I feel like this is our time to be able to the capture the momentum, because they're given a lot of grants, they're given a lot of money, they're given a lot of, it's like sometimes I feel like it's a way for us women to be like, I don't need no man because I'm getting enough money. I get all my stuff. They're giving me everything that I need to have. If I don't have a man, why should I get a man that's gonna like make me miserable? You
Mm-hmm.
know? So here in America, I feel like of course we need our men. But here in America, I feel like we have a lot of opportunity as Black women, African American women, African Caribbean. That's why we come here, and they're like throwing money at Black women.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's an opportunity here. It's just not opportunity. It's not a lot of opportunity for men here, but
Mm-hmm.
for African Black women, I feel like it's a lot of opportunity. When I came here, I was just like, wow, they got all these grants, they got all these different things going on for Black women, so we need to get it.
I mean, there is a root to why they're destroying men to propel the women, and in a male dominant society, especially European, and I'll always defend the balance. I'm never going to defend the destruction of another energy for the other energy because it's not appropriate. I tell all my sons and daughters to protect your manhood as well as your womanhood because it's very important,
Hmm.
and find a balance because in more ancient societies they worked in tandem and in balance to build. Matter of fact, that edifice that they call the Temple of Hatshepsut, built by men for a beautiful woman. So there was a support level at one time in ancient in society. So if you're going to destroy the men and they're coming after the woman over here in America, then women need to be very careful because most women want equality with men, but they're trying to be equal on what men has taught, what men have been teaching all these. It's like going into an educational system formed by men and trying to become men. That's why Ian Levin Zant said that our women has become men in skirts. Men in skirts. That's what they become.
Hmm.
We don't even know if our women is our women anymore. To be real, you know what I'm saying? And that where
Hmm.
is the problem where that lies. And
Yeah.
if that's what our African sisters are encouraged to come over here to do and not fix that problem over there, then that's going to be a problem over here also. It's going to be a problem and a very big issue that's going to, because you cut off the balls. We already got castrated by Europeans. We don't need our women to castrate us. We need to find balance.
You
I'm
know,
just saying.
you
Hmm.
know what? I don't ever feel that the women are castrating or will ever castrate the men. You know, I feel that a lot of our brothers, when they make it, they do not support their sisters for the most part. Like I see it, and I see that the sisters, when they make it, they make sure they have a brother by their side. Most sisters have black men by their sides, and
Most of what you've seen.
that's what I'm saying. When I see, you know, I see it.
Okay.
And I'm not saying there's no that sisters do not go to other ethnicities and races or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, but when you see majority of women who's making any type of music video, especially like the mainstream ones, you see a lot of brothers in their videos. But when it comes to the
Mhm.
mainstream, and you see the
Hmm.
brothers, you don't see as many of the sisters in their videos like we used to.
Yeah.
So I don't
Hmm.
ever feel that the sisters will ever get to that place where they were forget about their men, because a lot of them have sons, they have fathers, they have brothers, and we just love our men. And we always looking for a way to attract our men's attention. We put the weave on, we would do whatever, we work out, we do whatever it takes to make sure that we keep that attraction alive. But our men don't seem that they do that. They's like, oh well, you got the weave, it ain't real, and they it's just a whole lot. But so I really don't ever feel that if this is the goal of the government to raise the sisters up and hopes that the sisters would cast their men aside, then they might as well stop trying, because it will not ever happen. We won't.
No, they are accomplishing certain things. They are accomplishing it from a man's perspective, because I've seen it. It's not like until you see it from our perspective, you never know it really. So if that's the case, with African spirituality, if it deals with balance, and there's a lacking of balance in the physical realm for the masculine energy, then there's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem, because women are raising boys and eventually to kill out their own father, and they don't even realize that. I know this personally. You know what I'm saying? So, and because our family are devoid from the balance of African spirituality in its purity, because it's not pure when it don't have balance. I don't care if you're in Africa. I don't care if you're in Jamaica. I don't care if you're in England. There's a problem, and we're being destroyed remotely. And then we don't even know, both men and women, if we're sleeping with the enemy. So where's African spirituality in that? And how do you heal that? Where's the healing? Don't front and tell me that this is this and this is that. And that's a front, because we know our sisters and our brothers are remotely controlled. That's why they're going towards other women, because they don't feel that they're supported. And that's why other women are doing what they're doing. And most of the time when we're getting pulled into courts is by our own women. Where's the African spirituality in that, to find the balance and bring us back to what we are originally? Somebody answers that.
I could answer that, but I'm gonna let God.
Let her answer that. Yeah, let Erica answer that, please, because it's not microwave. It's not microwave. It's gonna take some work to get that back.
Yeah, it's gonna take some work, because we have to know ourselves. We have to go back to our culture when men actually was a lot of times respecting the
balance. Right.
A lot of times you have these men that don't want to take care of their children. They don't want to. They feel like, okay, I got a new woman. I got to save my money for this new woman. So they forget about the other children that they had. So it's a lot of different things that goes on in the dynamics of the African relationship. And I'm just saying African because it's like African American, the African relationship.
Right.
A lot of times you have these men that they feel like, okay, let me jump onto this other one. Let me have a baby with this one, and then like they forget about that woman and they jump to the next one, and then it's like, then the woman have to bear the brunt by taking care of these children that's left. So I mean, the only way we could heal it is by understanding. I mean, for me, I have a child. I have a child with a guy I was married to, and I'm not with him. And when me and him broke up, he was like, oh, I had to force him into taking care of his child, and even when he had the opportunity to take care of his child and he had the opportunity to be with his child, he dropped the ball. So it's a lot of different times you have to go through these steps. It's something that you don't want to do because you want to support. We want to support our Black men. We want to support them. We pray for them. We say, come on, let's pray together. Let's do this. And they look at you like, this girl's crazy. She's crazy.
Yeah.
Because she's telling me to do this thing and I don't want to do it. She's trying to force me to be with her and all this other stuff. So, we really have a attitude. We really have a problem that we have to solve. We have a problem that we have to solve. And I feel like the only way that we'll be able to solve this problem is through This is the top thing in African spirituality is meditating and being able to understand ourselves. You know, through and one of my favorite quotes in the Bible is in all you're getting, get
Get
understanding.
understanding, right? Get understanding.
And a lot of times we have to be able to understand each other. We have to be able to understand what the black man is going through and what the black woman is going through. You know, and the only way we'll be able to get this is through understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we have a long way to go. We're breaking generational curses. We're doing all types of different things. We're trying to heal ourselves. We're dealing with society telling us that we're not beautiful, that our skin is too dark, that our skin is too light. We're not light enough. We're not dark enough. A lot of black women, we have to go through so much different things. So I was just like, when I came, I was like, I'm just shaving my whole hair off. I'm not going. I'm not gonna deal with, oh, I gotta wear this here, I gotta do this other stuff. I said I'm about to go Wakanda on it, and that's just how it is. It
Mm-hmm.
we have to deal with a lot of stuff, a lot of different things black women have to deal with. And
Mm-hmm.
society is not easy on us. Yeah, it's a time that we are able to get these grants and I'm seeing the opportunity for black women, but it's not easy because sometimes we have to talk a certain type of way, we have to do a certain thing, and they be like, as soon as we look at them and we're like, I see where you're going with that, then it's like, oh, angry black woman, we can't get mad, we can't get angry. But yeah, we have these Karens that are able to voice their opinion, say whatever they need to say, and get out there. Nobody's saying, oh, well, she's an angry white woman, so we got a long way to go.
Yeah, but Dr. Africa said it might take 500 years, another 500 years, because it took us 400 to 500 years to get into this situation now. But if it's not a generational teachings, because everybody I don't think is going to make it the same way. Those that are conscious of it will do the generational guidance and reflect the voices of our ancestors to make a better way, but it can't be using the same. People like to say, oh, we got to play the game of the system. It's the system that was founded by Europeans that destroyed us in the first place. So we either got to go back to when they did not exist, when we were flourishing before that. That's why books like this, written by people from England, When We Ruled, is very important to when we ruled. Look, and they got Queen Tie on here. They don't have a man in front. They got Queen Tie up in front. And When We Ruled, there was a balance by Robin Walker. I'm going to see if I could get him on. I know I hit him up on Facebook. He lives in England. But this is very important because Queen Tie, according to the doctrine, she had 4 sons that ruled different parts of the kingdom. So even with her and her husband who worked and built together, we're forgetting the building process. Even if you get the grant, what's going to happen? Are you going to? And most women can't get any service or help without. They got to have no man there. They promote no men if you want public assistance. They promote no men when you want to get a grant. They promote no man can be with you. So what's the problem? So who's destroying us and who's allowing us to be destroyed? So we got to see where this balance is going to be found before it's too late again. Because matter of fact, it is too late. But again, it might take. So all the individual spirituality and spiritual systems being done, it sounds good. But if our culture is built in dynasties, families, and dynasties, then we need to begin with the family. And that family is predicated on what we do with ourselves to build a family and then make it happen.
Yes.
I got 9 boys and 3 girls. 9 children. I got 6 boys and 3 girls. So I know the dynamic. I'm always encouraging my sons to teach their sisters and give. And when I call one of my daughters and he taught about stocks, he said, yeah, I'm doing good in the stocks and all that. And the other one is doing Airbnb and they're teaching them. We're not teaching each other no more. We're not guiding and help. And if you don't know who you're supposed to help teach, if brothers and sisters can teach and help each other instead of having animosity against each other, because the black men and women are having animosity internally. Some people don't even speak out. They only show it through their actions. So we're having real bad animosity against each other, and they're using it against us in this system. They're using it against us. They know how to use it. And that's where the problem lies. That's a strong problem, but hey, again, family, this is our sister that's here with us, supporting the energy. Of course, she's an African spiritualist, meditation teacher, intuitive reader, energy healer, health and wellness practitioner, entrepreneur, and self-esteem builder. Make sure you show us some love and show us that love as much as we possibly. Like I said, I'm not doing what other people are doing on their own channel. I could care less. But there is something that there is a big fat gorilla, elephant, and dinosaur in the room that has to be addressed between original people, melanated men and melanated women. There's something that has to be addressed, and it's much more deeper. It's much more deeper, and it's ingrained until we're ready to step out. Because again, some African brothers and sisters from the motherland don't even want to deal with us. And some of us don't want to deal with them, and then they'll only deal with Jamaicans. That's crazy to me. To me personally, it's crazy because I've worked with them before. Go ahead.
I had to do.
Say it again,
Erica. Go ahead.
I said I had to deal with that when I would go there. When I was in Liberia, they will feel like they have to sabotage what I'm doing. They'll have to stop me. They'll have to stop me. Like they felt like I got so many opportunities in America that when I come to Africa, I'm not entitled to get different things. It's a lot of different jealousies and envy and things you have to deal with. A lot of times I'll see some African Americans that will go back to Liberia, go back to Africa, and they will develop, they'll prosper, but when they see that sometimes when you're a Liberian and you're trying to do something there, you'll have so many different people trying to fight against you because they don't want you to teach. They don't want you to have a certain thing, and you will have to. And me, I had to deal with some people that I even called my friend that will be secretly plotting to do me in. A lot of times they will be like, "Oh, she thinks that she's doing this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that." Sometimes I was just like, wow. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And it's like, and I was seeing, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So even one time I was this one girl was like, yeah, I need to get she started. It was like she was trying to help me. Then she started fighting with the girl that was fighting me, like the white lady that was fighting me. She started tag teaming with her to fight against me. And I'm like, wow. So it was just like, and you got to deal with a lot of spiritual thing that's over there in Africa as well. You got to deal with people trying to chant in your sleep, do all types of different things, things that I can't even discuss here. A lot of people would do so many different things, but I went there with the knowledge that I was able to get before I went to Africa. I fully protected myself, and that's another thing. Hoodoo was something that is something that a lot of people don't talk about, but hoodoo is something that's very important. It's very important because they was able to take these different aspects of being enslaved and dealing with the terrorists and the mistreatment. They was able to deal with those things through hoodoo. So I was able to take hoodoo to Africa to be able to protect myself. So
and you said hoodoo. What is hoodoo? You said hoodoo?
Hoodoo is Yes, hoodoo is like an inheritance. It's something that
Okay.
is a cultural thing that the African Americans that was enslaved
Okay.
used. They wasn't allowed to use it, but it was like their own spirituality that they was able to use in the US to be able to deal with things like herbalism,
Right.
using cards, using bones. It's like different practices that people got from Africa and they put it all together in within those 400 years to deal with the mistreatment that they was dealing with. A lot of times they wasn't saying, "Oh, you African, you're a slave." They wasn't saying, "Oh, you could go to the doctor." We had to
Hmm.
deal with our own issues. We had to deal with our fertility issues. We had to deal
Hmm.
with our skin. We had to deal with our different issues that we will have. Hoodoo, yes, hoodoo and voodoo.
And voodoo. That's what I was
Hoodoo is
thinking.
more
Voodoo.
of
Yeah,
a
I'm hearing
religious.
voodoo. Go ahead. Say that again.
Yes, voodoo is more of like a religious practice, but hoodoo is more
Hmm.
of like a cultural aspect of different things. It's like using herbs, doing love spells, um, doing different things to be able to charm your way. I don't know if that's the word I should use, but voodoo is
Charm
like
your
a thing that you use, just like how people, just like yeah, just like how people use. I think hoodoo, just like how people use stones and not stones,
way.
but crystals and different things of that. But
Hmm.
hoodoo was a way that we was able to pass on. Yes, like this comment, it
Hmm.
was
Uh,
passed down through
hmm.
generations, and even the
Right.
doulas use
Yes.
different aspects of hoodoo, being able to use um, plants, being able to use Dr. Sabi, you could call that a little bit of
Hmm.
hoodoo as well. All the
Right.
different the culture what we use here as Africans, and even how we use rosemary. We use
Mm.
rosemary to protect us. We use so that's where spell work comes in. That's where candle work comes in. That's where herbalism comes in. That's where cartomancy comes in, using the cards, using um different things. It's a lot of times I was using the Kabbalah cards, I was using different cards, but then when I was really able to tap into the African American tarot was through a hoodoo tarot. And let me show you. I have one of those. And this is something that is very good.
Mm.
Okay.
Where is it? Show. Yeah. Show it
Tarot.
up. Yeah.
It talks about
Who's the what's the title? Who's the author?
To,
Okay. Who's the author?
Tayana Lee
Tayana.
McCullough.
Okay. Lee McQuilla.
Mhm.
McQuilla. Okay.
Yeah, McQuilla. And this
Okay.
is it taps into the root work. It taps into the root work that a lot of people need to do. And a lot of times, us as Black women or Black men, we need therapy. And
Yes.
we
We.
used to rely on these voodoo root workers to be able to talk to us and counsel us, to be able to give us that energy, that give us that to lift our spirits up. And I know a lot of times we'll hear people, "Oh, you really lift up my spirits," and that's what the root workers was used for, to be
Mhm.
able to lift up people's spirits and bring a perspective and let them know that they have something they could use. And it's
Okay.
through oils as well.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Those who have any
There's a lot
questions,
of different.
please put your questions in. If you have any questions in the chat, put your questions in the chat. Empress Aisha, you have any more questions, darling? Go ahead.
yes. I do want to also mention, as far as like what we can do, one of the steps we can do to start healing ourselves is to
Mhm.
start showing each other just some love. From my past experience, I will walk past a group of brothers and I will just greet them, greetings, kings, or I just give them a greetings, and it's just a lot of times we just ignore each other. We just bypass each other and show no love to each other. So we could just simply just show a little love, just on a genuine, just, compliment our brothers. Our brothers are always giving us compliments, whether we like them or not. And sometimes they compliment us and we just go right past them and treat them like crap. And I just know that from my experience, I've seen it, and I've seen brothers compliment a sister based on how she dressed, very, seductive, or she just had on some tight jeans, and he just complimenting her, based on how he just knows how, because your clothes communicate how the brother's going to respond to you or react to you. So, and they may not like it, maybe sometimes might be distasteful, but sometimes you just, say thank you, and then sometimes, and then keep it moving, or just say, or just compliment a brother on passing, just, brother, you look, really handsome, and have a good day or something. But, sisters, we have to start really showing more love to our brothers. And that's one of the things that not enough sisters show love. Brothers always showing some type of initiative to show their love for us, in some form of fashion.
Whatever motive they may have, yes, they do.
Whatever it may be, they do it, but I don't see enough of it. And I show that to my daughter, and I show her that, and she was like, one time I was passing this brother, and I was like, I say, greetings, handsome. She said, Mommy, why do you call him handsome? I said, you see that smile on his face? That's all I have to say, baby. I say, see that smile? You see how he lit up? Or so it's just, we just have to really understand that the power of love, and we have to plant that seed and just let it grow. We don't have to, go hugging everybody and do all that other stuff, but just however your spirit move you, and to whoever the spirit moves you to speak to, because not everyone you can, exhibit that type of energy towards. But sometimes you do that, you just say good morning to somebody. Start saying good morning sometime, or grand rising, or whatever greetings you have. You do that, just, and it doesn't have to be every single person you pass, but when your spirit moves you, just move in that direction. And that alone could make that person show love to the next person, and it just goes on and on, and it could go on for years. And we just starts, no, that's just one thing. But my question is, I love crystals. I love crystals. What are your favorite crystals?
Oh, my favorite is my favorite is actually emerald. Well, I like emerald, and then I like tourmaline, but I don't have the tourmaline here.
Me too. I love tourmaline.
One that
what is that one?
This one that's I bought from. That's like a pink quartz.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, I can see it.
Right. Wow.
And I have another one here. I bought this from Liberia.
Wow.
We have a lot of these crystals in Liberia. So I have these. But my favorite is tourmaline because it keeps me grounded.
Yeah. I used to wear that in the nightclub. I used to wear that in the nightclub too.
The majority of the time you'll see me wearing majority of the time you'll see me wearing copper though. But with the crystals, I love tourmaline. I love tiger's eye.
Okay.
It's another one that I had. I have it's
those that are just tuning in. Make sure you tune in to our sister, and make sure you hit up her website. Please hit up our sister's website before. Her name is Erica Davies, of course. KRUTU Davies. Give her a contact. This is all her contacts right here. Make sure you snapshot it if you got a phone. You're watching this on the phone or whatever, because we're on Facebook. We're on, of course, Numerovation Nation, and we're on King Simon Presents. Go ahead, sister. What you gonna show us?
Yes, I know it's little, but I have my moldavite here.
Oh,
you got your moldavite? Yeah.
That's
powerful. Moldavite. Let me see it. Put it up. Put the moldavite up. Put it up.
It's little.
There it is. Yeah, that's a little one. That's a tiny one. Oh my goodness.
That one is not cheap.
Yeah. That's a nice
Yeah,
one.
it's
That's
a
a
good
nice one.
book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those who was
So,
wondering about the book, this was the book I was talking about. This is the book I was talking about, Astral Dynamic by Robert Bruce. This is a good book by Robert Bruce called Astral Dynamics. Very good book. Robert Bruce. All right. So get back to that. Okay, go ahead, sister. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, so it's just a lot of, I just love tourmaline. I love tiger's eye.
Mhm.
I like, I'm just like, if I could just have my whole place filled with crystals, that's where I'll be. I'll just be walking around like, but you can't. Yeah, but here have so much different it's so many different opportunities. Like I'm be so happy when I'm able to like travel back to Liberia because I was able to get so many different things that I wasn't able to get over there that I'm going to be able to take back over over to Liberia. So even here, I mean, we're not talking about that, but like the other day I got this uh book
Oh wow.
talking about healing stones. Yes, healing stones and being able to heal through the stone. My favorite is emerald, because this is my wait, I don't know if I'm showing it. Yeah, my favorite is emerald, but I just love crystals. I
Why
love
is
crystals
emerald
because
your
it's like
favorite? Why is emerald your
hmm?
favorite? Why is that your favorite emerald?
I don't know. I feel like it keeps me balanced. I feel like it looks well, maybe because my favorite color also is green. But I
Okay.
feel like it's just something that's natural. It just I had a beautiful ring that I misplaced and I was so sad because I used to wear it around like, oh look at it. I married myself. It's so beautiful and I ended up losing it. But it'll come back. But
Yes.
yeah, it's just a lot of different things that I just love being back, being able to connect with different things and the crystals and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
You
that's my favorite.
know, crystals remind me of. They remind me of like those Pokemon cards with, or like it just like when you pull out a crystal, it's like, well, this what it could do, and this is what this one can do.
Yes.
It has like these different properties and stuff, and abilities. They have like different abilities, so it's like you could pull out one. It's like one of my favorites based on what it can do. It's the clear quartz crystal, and I learned recently
Yes.
that it can if you put it next to any stone, it can become like that stone. It would duplicate its energies. And I'm like, wow.
Hmm.
So if you have an emerald, you put
Give
a
me that box.
clear quartz crystal next to it, the clear quartz crystal start responding and acting like an emerald stone. And I never knew that. I was like,
Yes.
what? Like that's like the spade or something. I don't know. I was like,
No, the
what?
box. Yeah, it's like interchangeable.
Yes, thank you. That's a
It's
good one.
like interchangeable. I love it.
That's the one. And I never knew that
And I
before.
have these. I have these for like my chakras, my chakras. Like, let me.
Yes.
Could I? Yeah, I have these for my chakra to balance my chakras because sometimes I could be like this,
Hmm.
like
You got
so. I just feel like the crystals it keep me like in a meditative. Yeah, the crystal Bible. I think I have that. I have a lot of PDFs since I came back. A lot of people have been so open and they gave me like a nice library of books. But this is another thing, my yoni egg, that this is one of the things that I just love. I actually bought this from Nicholas
Oh, okay.
before I left. And I just love one of these. I just love this. But I was trying to show this the clear quartz, but I don't know where I put it. But
Mhm.
yeah, this is another thing that I was talking about earlier when I was saying about how they use different symbols. Like you see how people was using they use charmies, they call it charmies. But these are different things that you could use. You could put it in a bowl and be able to read through these symbols. These symbols. But usually people use these things called the charmies to be able to get different. Every charm has a different message, a different message in it. So, like this.
Okay.
Oh, you about to get a car?
Oh, okay. I've seen that
but
before. And when I watch those
yeah,
YouTube car
yeah,
readings,
people
they
use
put it in a little bag and then pick it up. It's pretty cool.
yes. So,
And it's funny how when you do the tarot card readings, it's so connected to your actual world. Like one time I had a tarot card reading, and my spirit told me, just like before I did it, it's like meditate, get in a good space, and then go. It was the sisters that was sitting out on 14th Street, Union Square. So I don't know if you all seen her before. And she would sit out there, and she would be on the ground with her and have her crystals laid around her, and she would have some tarot cards. And I used to always watch her. I used to go to 14th Street and sit outside and just be among the people. And I would just watch her. And so one day I just got curious because I'm just seeing all these white people just constantly going to her. And I'm just seeing mostly white people just going to her. And she would just sit there. She'll sit there for like a half an hour with them, whatever, however long it took. And I was just like, wow, so one day I went, but before I went, my spirit said, I forgot her name. It's been so long. But anytime we see each other,
where was that?
14th Street, Union Square.
Oh my goodness, I love her. Uversa.
You know what I'm talking about? Yes.
Yes.
Tell me your name again.
Uversa.
Yes, Uversa.
Uversa.
Yes, she was good. And you know what she told me?
Yeah.
She said one thing she told, but like I said, before I went to her, I sat down, I meditated for a few seconds, not like just for like a few minutes while I was waiting for her to finish with the client that she had. And I just put myself in a good space because I wasn't in a good space before. And I was like, go in a good space, because if you go in a bad space, you're going to get some bad cards. I don't want nothing bad. I was like, no. Well, I went to her, and I had a good reading, and she took her time with me. But one of the things that was said was that your energy, she was like, you have to dress up more. You gotta, spirit is telling you, you gotta get more lively. And I'm like, yeah, I am very like laid back, She's like, no, your energy, spirit realm is telling you your energy is too dull. They want you to get lively. She was like, she's like, dress a little sexier and all this. I'm like, sexy? I'm like, I want to be like, like, I want to do that. She was like, but what she was saying, it was like, it was so real, But I feel like, when you go get into a car, you definitely be in in a good space. Don't go if you're sad.
Yeah.
If you can't help it, do what you do. But just know that when you get those tarot card readings, it picks your energy is connected to the reader, and whatever your energy is,
yes,
it will manifest. It will reflect in those cards. So just be mindful of that.
Yes. Yeah.
But what are you?
Yeah, which is true.
Like, what is one of your favorite moments with tarot card readings? Like, what do you get from it when you do it for the people?
My favorite is being able to, I could say my least favorite. My least favorite is when you have to tell someone about their significant other. You're like, don't tell them that I told you this. So, I mean, that's my least favorite, but my favorite is being able to uplift someone's spirit and let them know that, yeah, you just have to keep on pushing. Your manifestation is right around the corner. So that's one of my favorite, is being able to uplift people, and especially when you're uplifting a collective amount of people, that's like even better, because a lot of people, especially during this time, are dealing with so many different things. So when you're able to give someone a reading and give them clarity, so they don't have to keep on making the same mistakes over and over, and of course you're not making a decision for them. You're just letting them know, like, okay, you could go in door A, this could happen, because of this and this, or you could go in door B and this could happen. You know, of course, we all have our own. Oh yes, I do. We all have our own. Um, make our own decisions, and we have to go our own paths. But when you have that reader that's actually connecting with you and letting you know, giving you that type of advice and sharing her energy. You know, a lot of times this is one of the negatives. I get so tired. I get so tired. I get so drained because I'm giving so much energy. I'm feeling what you're feeling, you know, and sometimes it's like, whoa, that was deep. That was deep. Especially when you're channeling and you're doing all these different things, you know, because sometimes people are not able to control their emotions because they haven't been able to tap into their own intuition. And it's not my job to be able to, I'm going to be your tarot reader forever. I'm going to be your worker forever. My ultimate goal is for you to be able to tap into source yourself. You have to be able to tap into source yourself, because the only person that will really and truly be able to manifest things is you yourself. You have to be able to have that power. So I guess to answer your question, that is the best moment in tarot and reading, is when I'm able to give someone the power to be able to have that power for themselves.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yes.
Yes. Somebody asks, do you have any good recipes for cleaning baths or cleansing your skin?
I was like, oh yeah, I do. Yeah. Yes, I have a lot of great recipes for cleansing baths and cleansing your space. If you can't use sage, is good, but you have to do. People who are just using sage and they feel like, oh yeah, I'm saging. No, saging is like a ritual. It has to be a process. My number one thing for cleansing is, if you want to keep it simple, it's a lot of different things that you could use. If you want to keep it simple, sometimes you could just use lemon. A lemon will be able, it depends on your intention, what intention that you're putting into it. So I have a lot of great recipes for cleansing your space. I do a lot of spiritual baths. I do a lot of protection spells as well. There's a lot of different things that I know that actually work through trial and error, of course. I use frankincense. I use oils. I love the oils because sometimes you can't burn these. You can't do the candle work. You can't burn. And you use the oils. You could put your intention in the oils to be able to manifest what you need to manifest and protect yourself from negative energies. Because it was one time I was working at a to talk about something else. I was working at one of these botanicas, and every time I wasn't protecting myself. Every time when I went into that botanica, someone would try to come in to fight me. And I was like, the guy, my boss, he was like, what is going on? I was like, I don't know, but I was not protecting myself before I went in there to do people's readings. I was just walking in there like, yeah, I'm about to do readings. I wasn't protecting myself. So it was a lot of people coming in there trying me every single day. Like even on the street, people will come and they'll try me. And, you know, I get a lot of mentally unstable people that will come in, they will try to fight me. And I wasn't protecting myself. That's why. So, you know, they because a lot of times people with mental problems, they're dealing with their own demons. And them people, they'll be trying to come and fight me. And I'm like, stay over there, demon. Don't try to fight me. You know?
Use some of those King Simon skills and you're going to chop them up or something.
Hey, you gotta use the spiritual martial arts too. So I totally get it. That's what I do. That's spiritual martial arts. I direct the whole because I remember being attacked on 14th Street right over there at the park, and they tried to take my bags, and I just gave them one of the best back kicks that I can get, and they went flying into the swing. It is what it is. It was a crackhead trying to take my bag, and I kicked it right. I kicked them right into their chest, and they went flying into the swings. My kicks was something else back in the day, So I try to tell people, leave me alone. But spiritual martial arts, work for spiritual. But once again, we want to thank our beautiful sister Erica Davie for coming on. Thank you, Erica. I don't want to hold you up. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. Yes, right. Yeah, you get all of that. Please go to our website. Go to our website for all of her great information. Of course, ericadavies.com. Of course, KRUTU consciousness.com. All of her links. Of course, she is an African spiritualist, meditation teacher, intuitive reader, energy healer, health and wellness practitioner, entrepreneur, self-esteem builder. And this is all her links that you see. Once again, for a well-deserved round of applause for being here with us and what she's doing and all the great work that she's doing, not just here, but also in Africa, in Liberia. She's still doing the work. She's still doing the work. You're still doing the work. You wanted to say anything before we close out, Erica? Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. Thank you so much, Empress, for being such a beautiful Empress and having wonderful questions. And I just feel blessed, thank you, to be able to share this space with y'all. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll be able to meet in person, because I know that you're having something, King Simon. So hopefully I'll be able to.
I have a few somethings coming up, but we'll be practicing the social distancing at Nicholas. I got a book signing, and more likely we're doing it May 30th. Myself and Joshua Sarah, and we're gonna have a sister open up. He's trying to figure that out, and but he does math. He does math from his perspective, of course, because he's a mathematician, but I do numerovation. So we're going to have something on May the 30th at Nicholas Brooklyn Bookstore. We just confirmed it, 5 o'clock, the doors open. And it's, I think it's $20 in advance, $25 at the door. I believe that's what's going on, or $30 at the door. But definitely we're going to confirm the flyers and all that kind of stuff. But it should be very interesting what happens there, especially because we're trying to share mathematics of the universe with the people, and that's what we're trying to work on. So May the 30th, we'll be at Nicholas Brooklyn. That's 1390 Fulton Street, between Brooklyn Avenue and New York Avenue in downtown Brooklyn, over there in the Restoration Plaza. Interesting. But anything coming up yourself? Any events you got coming up there? Online events, whatever?
Oh yes, we're launching starting May the 1st. We're going to be launching a lot of different courses, a lot of different things. I put up on a blog. I'm going to put the spiritual baths and different recipes and spell work and different things that people will be able to use in their everyday life. And of course, if anything pops up, I probably want to do like a face-to-face and do some readings for people, but I don't have nothing planned for May for that. So that's probably going to be like in June or July. But in May, we're going to be launching a lot of different courses online.
Okay, good. So people can go to your websites again. This is a website. Your website leads to your YouTube channel too, right? Yes. Your website leads to the YouTube channel.
My website. Yes,
that's right. Yes. That's right. He does have a YouTube channel. Somebody just asked it in the chat.
Yes, they'll be able to catch some content there. Everything is already done. It just need to be uploaded. Starting May, I'll be able to have it open.
Good. Again, thank you very much, beautiful. Once again, we're going to give her a round of applause. Thank you for being on. Thank you for showing love. Everybody support our sister. She's been supporting me for a long time, since my first book came out. And now I'm up to 4 books. So, I'm on to 4 books now. So thank you very much for supporting. Yes. And we'll talk, okay? We'll talk offline.
Yes, give thanks.
Give thanks.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Thank
All
you.
right, beautiful. Thank you. That was our beautiful sister Erica KRUTU
Fruits.
Davies. Yeah, that KRUTU Davies. And all this is her information. Cash App her, show us some love, PayPal love, and all that. And of course, Empress Aisha Moore doing her thing and developing and growing over and over and over again. I'm loving it. I'm loving the growth. I'm loving the questioning. I'm loving what's happening. Beautiful.
It's only, you know what? That's because you show us sisterly love. See, that's that love we're talking about.
Yeah,
You
you got to show
we
love.
always show love. So
If you don't show peace and appreciation while they're alive, when they're dead, you ain't gonna be able to say much. They'll be on the spiritual realm and say, "Why did you tell me this when I was alive? Now I'm in the coffin, just messing up." And you know what? I got to big up a friend of mine who said that to me today. I was talking to a friend of mine named Taliba, and she said something about she said, "Just know that you are the center, and that you have a certain center about you, and that we love you. So I'm giving you your roses while you're now alive." An old friend of mine for many years, when I was matter of fact, when I did, she was the one that was there when I wrote that song Black and White Story. When I wrote that song, she was there. Her and her children was there when I wrote that song Black and White Story. And then I called my other friend, who both of them are friends. I called my other friend Katrina and told her about the song, and that's when I became I went up to number 5 on the reggae charts with that same Black and White. I might end that show with this song anyway. So, but that's the same. Just because, and she said, just know that we love you. Just giving you your roses. So you got to give people their roses while they're alive. It's important. Not to just don't let them sniff it while they're in the grave. How you gonna do that? How they gonna do that? You can't smell nothing in the grave. So, I give you your roses. You recognize talent or potential talent in people and try to bring it out. And I was on my live this morning talking about what Les Brown said. He said, we need to learn to rob the cemetery of our greatness. We need to go back because there's a lot of our people that's burying our greatness within us. So it's a cemetery of greatness that you have within you with so multitudes of talents. And if you're not willing to bring those talents out of you, something in you, you're going to go to your grave with your talents. And then he also said the creator created us to create. The creator created us to create. And if we're not using our creative abilities and our creative talents, then why are you here? Why are you wasting time? Why are you wasting breath? If that's the case, but you came through with a creative talent. So each one of you out there that feel that you don't know your purpose or know what you're here supposed to do, the solution is right there with the problem. All you have to do is find that solution, like Ian Levanzant said. The solution is always right there in the room with the problem. And sometimes the room is your temple. You got to know what you do the most, that you would do every day for the rest of your life, that you would do it for free, but you do it so well, people will pay you for it. And that's what I've accomplished over the years by talking, being paid the big bucks in radio, doing morning shows and all that stuff, writing books, doing MCing shows. Find your gift and your talent and go back into that cemetery of your greatness and pull it out and turn it into something that's going to be significant for yourself and your family. Be real with yourself. Believe that. It's very thank you, Les Brown, for that. Of course, big up to Les Brown, one of my teachers, one of the people that I've studied with, and I'm still studying. Even in his older age, I'm still studying the brother. I mean, this is one of his recent videos, and I'm like, he's 77, 75, 76. I'm like, damn, that's powerful, sir. Still got it.
It is good. Yes.
You still got it. I gotta admit that. Let's big up your beautiful wares, my sister. Please tell me about these wares here, please.
As of May, that's when this is going to be going full force. I have been connecting and talking to the spiritual realm about this, and like, okay, when we gonna get motivated? But the universe says May, so be expecting a whole lot in May. There's going to get them into fashion shows, so you're going to see them on different sisters. It's hard to actually to vision yourself with them sometimes, unless you see someone else who's 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 has like a similar look to you, so you can feel it. Sisters, I don't care what your age is. I don't care if you're 110. I don't care what your age is. You are welcome to wear these adornments. You are welcome to it.
That's
So
right.
don't feel away. It's all for all of us at any age.
That's right. That's right. Hit her up on her email too, and of course her IG @Womillion_adornments. Her email Empress Aisha Moore. Spread
Mhm.
love via her Cash App, of course. $ Aisha Moore. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. That's good. And you work in your new computer. You can add you on your new computer, huh? Go ahead, girl. It looks good. It looks
My
good.
daughter can use a computer for school. I bought it for business, but
Yeah, I
she's
remember when you
here
bought it.
helping this.
I
I'll
remember
send
you
you
using
back to
it.
the computer.
Congratulations. Just want to remind everybody this coming Tuesday, we got the legendary one himself, Billy Carson. Look at that quote that he says. He says, the universe has a habit of picking nobody and making them somebody without consulting anybody. Woo-hoo, that's a powerful quote. Man, that is the truth. The universe
That's
has a
powerful.
habit of picking nobody and making them somebody without consulting anybody. Billy Carson, man, he's gonna be here. Isn't that good? Isn't that a great quote?
He just dropped the mic, like he just
Yeah, yeah. You give him a lot of applause. That was a mic drop for real. That was a mic drop for real.
dunked the mic. He did some Michael Jordan with the mic, like he did something else.
And he used to play basketball too, which is crazy. He was a ball player and a basketball coach for young people too. So that's interesting. And we're gonna be talking about his book, Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. I have it in the background. And you can go to his Forbidden Knowledge website and pay for the book. It's $50, but with that $50, he sends you different classes about woke doesn't mean broke for free. With that $50, so you pay one price, and he'll send you an email every week about I think for the whole month about woke, how to use that book. Woke doesn't mean broke. It has already helped me, just one chapter. And I'm about to turn it up. Watch after this thing that I'm doing. Matter of fact, I'm actually doing a hypnotherapy with Sister Kendall Cobb tomorrow. So I can't wait to. Yes, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to. And she sends you a questionnaire, and you gotta pinpoint certain things and what you want to heal from and all that, what you want to get. Because I know a lot of the stuff, like Dr. Africa's wife told me, Dr. Melanie, she said a lot of things is mental with me because she's an intuit, she's an empath also, and she was reading my auras and all that kind of stuff. She said a lot of things is mental. So if it's mental, I'm gonna go right there and do hypnotherapy because I trust Kendall. I've known Kendall for years, and her husband and I can't even tell you how her husband has helped me. And those who know him, I'll be having him on the show. Aton Edwards has helped me over the years with disaster preparedness, disaster awareness, all the things. One of the wind under my wings is that brother Aton. And when he married that sister that was his high school friend, and he married her years later after all this time after high school, it was a good look. So yeah, Kendall, make sure y'all go to hypno_chick or hypnosis with Kendall. I think that's a website. But if you're on IG, hit her up at hypno_chick. A lot of people came from our show after we did that interview with her. I think you was able to come on, or you didn't make it. Did you make it on when I did?
That was a good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people came to her after a lot of black folks, because for the last 24 years. She's been only 90%, 95% of her clients has been white folks. Mm-hmm. So for the last 24 years, now black folks are trying to get therapy, and hypnotherapy is something that you should consider. Hypnotherapy, because you want to get, and she has very good heart and good integrity with her spirit, good spirit, and she's really about helping and helping heal the community. And she said to me, our black man has a lot of healing. So whomever came to her, whatever came, she's definitely letting me know. So, and I know I need a lot of that purging and cleansing because sometimes we compartmentalize things in our mind, and we got to really get it out. And if I do this one session, I may do one more, because after one or two, you just want to make sure you're operating on a faster modem and get ready to do your meditation and get and accomplish. So y'all will see the growth after this meditation. I'm not afraid to tell anybody that's what I'm about to do. I'm not afraid of it, and because she's a good spirited sister, I'm working with her, and I can't wait to do that. So coming up also, we got Empress Aisha Moore. We got Astral numerologist, educator, jazz songstress, so you might be able to ask her to sing too, and author of this great book that I am actually reading. I'm going through it right now. No, I'm not going to be able to complete it. Knocking from the inside. The one, the only Jackie Levine will be here. And our guest co-host will be Lloyd Strayhorn will be here also. So he's going to drop some numbers on us all. Both of them are going to work that number, but we're going to talk about her novel, this great book that she's written here, and make sure, because I guess I got it in the mail by last year until I got back here. Now I have it in my hands, and now we're going to talk about that. And then on the 28th, next Wednesday, we're not doing anything. Next Wednesday, we're not doing anything. So Sunday, because that's my mother's birthday, so I'll be out for dinner for my mother. We're going to do a dinner for my mother's birthday next Wednesday, the 21st. And then the 25th, we're going to have her. And then on the 28th, we got Athena Juice from Soul Flow Doula, and she is talking about the ever-evolving and revolutionary practice of the doula. So we're going to have her on. Let's give her a round of applause also. And that's what we're going to do, you know? And we just confirmed Phil Valentine, Dr. Phil Valentine. He has an event coming up. We confirmed Red Pill from Blue Pill and Red Pill and Blue Pill. We confirmed the mathematician and tutor, Brother Adams. We confirmed Dr. Minister Nouri Muhammad, the relationship minister. We confirmed him. We confirmed Marcia Moore from Ida Care. We confirmed a military naval officer and author, Sister Nadine, will be in the building. Nadine Morris will be in the building. So we got some great people coming in, and we're confirming. I think we just confirmed. Hold on one second. I think we just confirmed somebody else. You know, I don't stop confirming people. I don't stop confirming people. We confirmed. We got Jade from Lioness Crown coming in. We got Brother Quasi from Dreams Turned into Reality Books coming in. So yeah, I can't stop. And we got also the man who wrote the book about gentrification and how to use it for your benefit. I got TJ Lofton coming in from out of LA. I think he lives in Georgia now. And we got Dr. Shakira coming in May the 2nd. The iridologist is coming in. No, she's coming in May the 5th. And Brother Mr. Adams is coming in May the 2nd, early in the morning, and then Red Pill at night at 9 p.m. And then Dr. Shakira on Wednesday, on Wednesday, what they call it, Cinco de Mayo. On Cinco de Mayo, that's May the 5th. And she's born on the 14th, so that's interesting. We got TJ Lofton on the 9th, that's Mother's Day, at 9 p.m. that night. We got Brother Quasi on the 12th. We got Marcia Marie Moore coming in on the 16th. We got Jade from Lioness Crown coming in on Malcolm X's birthday to speak on the, working for grassroots and all that. We're going to talk about that with her. She's from Fly Nubian Queen. We got Dr. Valentine coming in on the 20th, a Thursday. Then we got Nadine, the naval officer, coming in on the 23rd. And we got Joshua Sarah coming in on, Joshua Sarah, him and I is going to be doing an event, but our special guest, I know there's another special guest thing coming up too. That's going to be coming up with us also, but sis, I think I'm doing too much. So this whole week I'm taking off. I'm actually taking off. I'm not doing no numerovation sessions. I'm working on healing and cleansing this week because I'm packing a lot of stuff because I do want to eventually leave New York and just be in and out. But I want to make sure my stuff is where I want it to be in the south areas, as far as where it's hot and warm. And I'm staying focused on that. And I think with Dr. Nori, we got Empress with you as a co-host, and then we got a special guest co-host. Jade is coming in as a special guest co-host from Fly Nubian Queen, because relationship, I want to ask, I know we got to get into this relationship and stuff that's happening, because as far as what's happening, as far as with I see in the nation with Nuri Muhammad, they're still courting each other. There's a courting going on. There's still in Islam, like the wali is still there, and I think women need that protection. Women still need that. We're doing it too haphazardly, and let's especially if you're trying to deal with men that might have knowledge. He might not have knowledge of self or whatever, but I think we've lost the way of mating. We lost how to mate and how to connect with relationships. So that's why I'm bringing Brother Nori Muhammad in from his Nation of Islam perspective in his training. And him and his wife been together for, I think, like 25 years. He looks young and energized, but he's like 40 something years old, going on 50. But the brother is he writes about relationship and how him and his beautiful wife, I think Terry Muhammad is her name, have really succeeded with over, I think, 2 or 3 children and business and all that. So I'm happy to have him on here on May the 6th. And of course, so we're gonna have a good time in May. May is gonna be a good time. May is gonna be a good time. And I think that's only one broadcast I'm doing that week. That's with Billy Carson next week. So I think because that's the only day he was available. That's why I'm taking off for the whole week, and probably. Of course, I'm not shutting down social media. I'm a promoter. I'm never gonna shut down social media. But if you don't see me do too much on there, I'm doing my cleansing. I'm not shutting it down. I do want y'all to check out what's going on. I'm not crazy. I'm just balancing things out. That's all. I'm just doing balance. Got to do that balancing work, right, darling? Got to do that balancing work. Also, let's get through these commercials. Of course, I got this coming up on my YouTube channel, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Smell and claim your numerovational flowers while you're alive. This picture is courtesy of the great Felicia Harden. Thank you, Felicia, for giving me this picture from Hoppy. She allowed me to use it. Also, I got, you have to learn to identify which craft works through you. Numerovationally speaking, I got that coming up on King Simon Presents and the Numerovation Nation. Also, big up one of our newest sponsors. Of course, let's show them some respect. This is the Better Health Shop, and you can go to their shop right now on Etsy and go get something. I got the monatomic gold the last time I ordered something from them. They got great monatomic gold. Remember, monatomic gold is definitely a good healing gold water, but it also helps with lucid dreams and astral travel and remote healing and remote travel and all that, and remote viewing. So go check out their website and go get that and get your orders, and what else here? Dr. Africa shirts. Those are sold on my website, on the Teesprings website. Let me show you. Here it is. You can support Dr. Africa's products, but these t-shirts will not be on his website. His other t-shirts on his website, but not this type of t-shirt. This is a salute to him. And like I said, part of the proceeds go back to Dr. Africa's family. You can also show them love by Charles Childs on Cash App, $ Charles Child. And of course, teesprings.com/Dr. Africa Salute by King Simon. You can go there and get that. That's at the bottom. And let's remove this. Let's move up to this. Let me see. This is us, of course, smiling our face away. That's us doing what we do, back to back, watching each other back. This is my son's music. Make sure you go to his platform and get all of these. A very multi-dimensional artist. He's going to submit some music to me. The only reason I haven't been playing any of his music because YouTube flags copywritten music. So now he has copywritten free music that he can share with me, and his father can play, and we're going to be playing some of that. And I'm going to do an interview with him because he must have like 5 albums right now. He's not playing. It's just that he wants to release it at certain times because he's following the astrology and he's following the numerology as taught by myself and others. So I'm glad that he's doing what he got to do to make it happen. And that's a great thing for him to do. Also, Lloyd Strayhorn's classes. Please take our brother's classes. Go online, take his class. Go to his website, lloyd-strayhorn.com. He has over 2,000 students right now, all over the world in different languages. So if you speak Francois, you speak Espanol, or speak any other languages, he has classes on his website right now, lloyd-strayhorn.com. And I implore y'all to take his class first before you come to me, because he gives you the basics. He gives you the beginner's class and the intermediate class. And I come in with my numerovational stuff, my holistic numerovation, because Dr. Africa told me to look at numbers holistically. So study all. And that's why I created numbers and motivating with your numbers. Numerovation. You don't have to roll the R if you don't have to. I like to roll it because I have a little Cubano inside of me. Numerovation. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you hit me up on that email. Forgive me if I'm not answering that email right now. I will, but I want to make sure everything is in line, and then I'll start sending out the emails to those people who want to purchase those classes. That's what it is. Boom. Also, if you want to get that real estate, boom, here it is. My sister, man, she's selling and renting like crazy. Not just from this channel, but just because of her own promotion. She's doing her thing. Make sure you give her a call if you want to get consulted about buying your own property, buying your own commercial space, renting space to open your own restaurant or whatever. This sister can help you. 347-866-1153. She focused in the New York tri-state area. That's New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. But she's not limited to counseling you. And if she don't know, she will tell you she don't know and keep it moving. Also, pedalwise.com. Boom. My girl, Pedalwise. Big up to Dr. MJ and the whole crew over there in Florida. Pedalwise.com. Use our 10% off coupon and get your own products. That's King 2021. Got great products for a womb suite for women, herbal teas, and for fibroid tumors, how to break them up, all that kind of stuff. This sister got it. Go get that 10% off coupon right now, pedalwise.com. That's pedalwise.com. And tell them King Simon sent you without further ado. And last but not least, you know what we do. Content disclaimer. I need to sing this out. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcaster and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. You ready for the prayer, girl? You ready for the prayer?
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, let's big him up. Let's big up the late great Dr. Blair in the spiritual realms, talking to me in classroom settings. Man, Dr. Blair comes to me in a classroom setting. And he comes with that old school classroom where we had the boards that come up, them old wooden chairs and all that. I'll be sitting in these hard ass chairs doing class with Dr. Blair. So go to his website, family. And I think he's coming to me only because I'm doing this constantly, promoting his legacy. Go to his website, themetacenter2.com. That's themetacenter2.com. If you haven't gotten his books, he have books online. Dr. Blair never really got to promote his books, but Brother Tony and his whole staff transcribed his books like he wished, his will and testament like he wished, and his books are out there for you to read about various things, man. Even about his people be extraterrestrials. He got all of that on there. He got some great books, and I got, I think, 3 of them. I got to look for them. I got 3 of them around here somewhere. But yeah, Dr. Blair's books are very good. And now our beautiful sister, the one, the only Empress Aisha Moore, is going to give the prayer for us. Prayer time. Prayer time. Prayer time. Go ahead.
Greetings. Okay, give thanks, everyone. Yes. Thank you all for being here. Okay, here we go. Breathe in and exhale. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Give thanks.
Say it one more time, sister. Say it one more time. You're born on the 2nd. Say it one more time.
One more time. Okay, I'm gonna give a little different. I'm gonna do a little something different to it. Okay. Please, Universal Creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirit, and our souls to receive only truth in your love now.
Ashe, 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 oh, ashe, oh. That's right. Thank you very much, Aisha, for all that you do and all that you are accomplishing and all of the greatness that you are digging out of your cemetery. I appreciate you and I love you. I love you. All right.
Okay, I love you too. Same to
Have,
you.
have a great evening and
The
we will
cemetery one was kind of
say it again. What
the
happened?
cemetery part was like really strange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey. We bury a lot of our talents, and that's why he said it's a cemetery of greatness. Dig it all out and bring it back and bring it out to the people, man. You got it. Your earrings are already out, your accessories all already. I know you got much more to do. Believe me, I know, especially by the numbers. You know I know. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it in full mathematics, but let me tell people, when you send me a text with your birthday, I already see a lot. It's up to you to see it when I do the session with you, because it's about putting in that work. Really, it's work. It's not going to take no. It's not going to be microwave. Just because you did a session with me, don't mean it's a push button. And then all of a sudden, I'm rich, or I'm doing my thing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. No, you got to work. You got to work. You got to work. All right, my sister. I love you, and give those beautiful children a group hug for me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Give
Thank you very much, my sister. Have a great evening.
you.
Aisha Amor. Oh my goodness. Yes, family. Yes, 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 yes. Our dear sister Aisha Amor in the building. Our dear sister Aisha. Give her a round of applause one more time. Yes. All right. It's time for me to get on out of here. Woo! All right. It's time for me to get on out of here. It's your brother King Simon. It's been such a pleasure being with you. It's such a pleasure having our great Erica Davie with us. Also, we want to thank her for coming in. Oh man. Want to thank my co-host, of course. The one, the only Empress Aisha Moore. Don't forget Billy Carson coming up on Tuesday, 9 p.m. sharp, Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget Wednesday, we're not doing things, but we're going to be celebrating my mama's birthday somewhere. I know she said she wants to go out to eat. So we're going to do that. We're going to social distance it and make it happen. She's celebrating 82 years. I'm loving it. And of course, don't forget, this coming Sunday, Jackie Levine, astral numerologist, author, and jazz songstress and educators coming in. And don't forget, on next Wednesday, closing out the month of April, Athea, the Soul Flow Doula, or at Soul Flow Doula, is going to be off the hook. It's going to be off the hook. Again, this is what's coming up. This is what's coming up. And this is what's closing the month of April. Yeah, baby. It's been your brother from another mother and father. Look at the ring. This is the ring made by Baba Heru. Woo! And this piece of artwork and jewelry was made by my former wife, the great Majida. Big up to Majida Abdul Salam from her brand Erica Jean. She made these. She made a few of them for me, man. And matter of fact, even after we divorced, she still made stuff for me. So I buy stuff from her. We support each other. Hey, I'm friends with all my exes. I ain't got no time for the bull crap. As long as they want to be friends with me, I keep it moving. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all stay focused out there. And remember, know your history, family. Because your history is the mystery that they stole from us. So make sure you do what you got to do to make it happen. And support my reggae music all the time. Please support my reggae music. And this is it. This one is called Black and White Story. And I leave you with Black and White Story right here. Peace. Take care.
Black and white story in me mind. Say we have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white, but let me tell the story. May I will tell you a little truth about the black history. For the people who can hear and those who can see, we're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body, we're the first to come up with biology. To analyze life in the society, we're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see, we're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the mind in the vicinity, we're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm on your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind. In my mind, we hey, we hey. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them and tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. It's for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the mind in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm on your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Black and white story.